What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Game Changers Podcast. It's your boy Gnome G. I'm in here with Boss Man Jay tonight. We're gonna be getting into the news of the league expansion. NBA is looking like they're gonna be going back to Seattle, bring them back to the Seattle SuperSonics, and going to Vegas. It's gonna be interesting. I think it'll be something dope, man. And it looks like that Minnesota and Memphis will both be East Coast Conference teams. So I like the move. I think Seattle was a place that a lot of fans.
I was a little confused as to the Las Vegas Aces thing. I understand that was the female team at one point, or it still is Las Vegas. And I know they building up Las Vegas as one of these sports hubs cities, and but the Las Vegas Aces theme, you just gonna pick it back off the WNBA with that one?
Is that official though?
I hope not. I just saw this online. I just saw this online. I saw this online.
Yeah, like I don't think that might, I don't think that's official. If it's official, then it's like they'll change the females to the lady aces or something like that, probably, or something like that. But
yeah, but the creativity of the NBA, I think they'll come in and bring something else that could probably.
I don't think they about to just. I don't think they about to just call them the aces like that. I think
but the expansion itself is good news for the NBA, because you got to understand, and we just think about how many players in the NBA at one time, 400, about 400 players every year. Of course, you get more talent into the league, and now a lot of these teams have to choose when it comes to that expansion draft. And it can get real interesting because you can only protect so many players in the expansion draft, and if that happens in the NBA, some good players might be headed to one of these expansion teams.
Yeah.
NBA needs some kind of fucking excitement, because we talked about it before. The NBA is like, I don't remember when the NBA has been less interesting.
Yeah, I mean we've got some. Even with the Bam 83 was that's been the latest news, and most people are underwhelmed with that because of how many free throws, like we've been saying, and the player that did it, and it's just they're trying to find ways of excitement. We were also talking about the older stars off the show here a little bit ago. We were talking about KD and feeling like he's not living up to what a lot of us felt like he was going to be, especially after leaving Golden State. So I don't know, man. I think the NBA they are looking for their next real stars that they can put in the forefront. We know, because once Bron's gone, who are they going to put to make the face of the league? We obviously got Wemby, we got Luka, so there's people there, but them having the expansion, I think, is something they need dearly, because they need that attention. They need some type of attention. They need more fans willing to come out. And like I said, Seattle is already a team that has had a fan base there for years until they had to move to OKC. And Vegas is, Vegas is Vegas.
They building Vegas up, bro. Vegas is about to be one of those cities. It's like you can go football game, basketball, baseball.
Yeah, hockey.
Everything. Yeah.
and it's all
I think
gonna
that
be.
that's exciting. That's exciting because Vegas also was kind of going through a little slump in tourism,
Yeah.
lately after the
Mhm.
pandemic.
Yeah. So they need it. They definitely need it for people to come and wanting to participate, and that all that traffic falls into the casinos and into the hotels and all of that. So uh, I think it's a good move for them to bring a basketball team there. All those teams will be right next to each other on the strip. So definitely Vegas is the perfect town for the NBA. I just think, like we were just saying, the NBA needs some kind of spark. They need some kind of excitement to bring to the league during the season, not just when the playoffs come around. I think fan bases are just watching clips on the internet and then waiting for the playoffs to come around. I know that's
That's
how I'm
what I'm
catching a
doing,
lot of my
basically.
basketball these days.
Basically,
You know what I'm saying? I'm catching the highlights of whatever dope game might have been on that night on whatever social media I'm on, and then I'm waiting for, May to roll around. I'm waiting for May to get here, end of April, May for the playoffs, and then I'm starting to catch games. So yeah, Adam Silver and them got to figure something out with that. But I'm glad that they bringing these two teams into the fold, bringing these two cities into the fold, and I think it's good for the NBA and good for basketball fans.
for sure. Because Adam Silver been having it rough. Adam Silver is, I would say, he's one of the unproven commissioners. Because Dave, let's be honest. David Stern built the NBA, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
David Stern was a particular type of commissioner. He was less looked at as a players commissioner as he was more of a disciplinarian. He was kind of a rule of law type of commissioner. Adam Silver came in and he was looked at as the players commissioner, right? He was the player friendly commissioner supposedly, and I don't know any real accomplishments Adam Silver has had in his tenure as the commissioner, and this might be one. This may be one in his, win column. So let's give him
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But next we got in the NBA, basically just some NBA happenings. Man, we were talking about earlier. Kawhi has been balling without James Harden. Since James Harden has left, Kawhi Leonard has been balling. You hear me?
Yeah.
29, almost 30 points a game, second in the NBA. And just stats are just jumping off the screen. But the Clippers were 11 and 21 on December 31st. 11 and 21. And Kawhi has carried them back to a 34 and 33 record and the 8th seed in the West, which is a big accomplishment because we got to remember what we're fighting for here. I'm rooting for the Clippers because we don't want OKC to have another lottery pick this year. You know what I'm saying? Because we were talking about that earlier in another episode where the Clippers, if the Clippers do bad, that means the freaking OKC Thunder get another high pick in the draft
Yeah.
because, of course, they own all the draft all the draft capital from the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander trade and what was it? James Harden trade, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's good to see Kawhi out there hooping, doing his thing. Everybody knows that he's one of the best players to touch the basketball when he's healthy and when he actually wants to go out there and play. He's not low managing or whatever the case. When he's out there really balling, you see the reason why the Clippers went and got him out of Toronto. And why he's won. What he got 3 rings. The 3 rings he has is because he can dominate a game. He's like the mechanical Michael Jordan or like the robotic Kobe or robotic Jordan. He don't got the athleticism of those guys, but the way that he played the game and the way that he can basically take over a game, it's almost unmatched when he's healthy. So it's good to see he's out there. I wish it would have worked with James Harden. We were talking about James Harden off the show as well. That I would almost take James Harden over some of these guys out here. But once he gets to the playoffs, he just falls apart. but I just don't think he didn't mesh with Kawhi, and a lot of these guys just ain't meshed with the whole after the super team era, after Bron going to Miami. A lot of people have tried to team up, try to make things work. Different people have played on teams together, and it hasn't worked. I mean, hey, even Bron and Melo play with each other. I mean, I don't think I ever would have saw that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I actually went and saw them play in person when they played the Lakers played Phoenix. 3-4 years ago when they were on the team together. So it's just like, you see so many different combinations of people trying to figure out a championship team to try to win, and James Harden and Kawhi was just another one of those. And I mean, you got to remember, Paul George was trying to make it happen with Kawhi. So it's just all kinds of different.
They can be good players, right? And you can admire a player, and you say, hey, maybe I can get a good player over here to team up with me. But I think Kawhi probably ended up seeing these guys up close and personal, and start seeing their habits every day, and seeing that these guys are just living off of talent, and they're not really working like he's working. Because you got to think, who did Kawhi come in behind? Tim Duncan. So Tim Duncan was a no frills type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Not really making headlines, but kind of just putting the work in. And James Harden is a party guy. James Harden's personality is being in the mix.
He's gonna be in the club. He's gonna be with rappers. He's gonna be doing his thing.
Yeah. So that didn't even make sense from the get go, but. Of course, you have to see it for yourself, I believe. And I think Kawhi see these guys up close, and it just didn't mesh where the personalities just don't go together. Just like Jimmy Butler and our next guy we were going to give props to, Karl Anthony Towns. They said that the headline was Karl Anthony Towns goes zesty. But came back from 21 points down on somebody. Who was that came? 21-point comeback on the Warriors. Karl Anthony Towns, 17 points, not enough for me, especially going against the Warriors. What big man they got, you should have had more than 17 points. And you shouldn't have been down 21 points in the first place. As a New York
I wish Mayor Socrates was on the show. He could give his opinion on Cat and what he did in this game. But yeah, man. I just think he I mean, obviously maybe not enough points and stuff, but I mean, Cat goes in the game. He does what he needs to do for the most part. The Knicks will make it through the playoffs, but we need to see some taking over of games if they want to win an NBA championship. I mean, if you want to come out the East and be the face of the Eastern Conference, and be the team to win the NBA championship, obviously Cat's gonna have to put up big numbers. They're not gonna be able to do it without him. Brunson, OG and Anunoby. I know they went and picked up Alvarado.
They got a good team. They got a good team.
Josh Hart.
I want more from Cat.
Yeah,
are you a top 5 big man? Are you a top 5 big man in the league?
Yeah. And I mean, it's going to have to be down there at number 1 for them to win the NBA championship. So that's what they want. I mean, they have a team to win a ring. So, I mean, but they have to have all their parts working. They can't just have, on and off nights. They're going to have to do their thing. It was a good comeback for them, but I mean, it's Golden State. Golden State's pretty depleted right now. They're depleted. It's not like you're coming back on a team that is like, top 3 in the West or anything. What's Golden State right now? 8th in the West, 9th in the West?
Yeah, they're in the play-in for sure. We talked about Golden State coming back from a 21-point deficit on Golden State. Golden State actually had $193 million worth of salary injured for that game. So D'Anthony Melton, of course, Jimmy Butler been hurt, Steph hurt, Draymond hurt, Porzingis hurt, $193 million. So Porzingis or Draymond wasn't there, and Karl Anthony, you only got 17 points?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta take that game over. You gotta have a Bam night.
You got to. That's your night. That was your night to shine right there. And 17 points. No, man.
Yeah, you got to have a Bam night, man. You got to go out there and perform, man. And you got to do that against the best of the best. You did that on a depleted Golden State team that's barely in the play-in. So,
And I wanted to talk about that too, no, because I'm tired of Steve Kerr getting all this praise like he a great coach. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing a great coach out of Steve Kerr, man. Now you tell me, because
I've seen famous Los, homie that does who does the commentary on social media and stuff like that, and he's a big Golden State fan, and he always says how Steve Kerr is not like that. He's just being bailed out by his players. He's not really the coach that everybody tries to make him out to be. So and
I like to look at both sides of it, because to be fair, what his name? Phil Jackson had Jordan, Kobe, Phil Jackson had Hall of Famers himself. So, but I'm just not saying. Same way I hold Doc Rivers. I don't think Doc Rivers is a good coach. I don't think he's a good coach. I've seen him mess up games. I've seen him mess up too much. I don't think he's a good coach. And Steve Kerr, I think he's the same way. And let's not forget the embarrassment that Steve Kerr put. What the boy? Finals MVP Jason Tatum. You can't find minutes for this man on the fucking USA team.
Yeah,
remember that?
That was crazy. That was crazy.
And then let's not forget what he just went through for the last 2 years with fucking Jonathan Kuminga. You telling me you can't find a couple minutes for this dude? You can't find 15, 20 minutes for this 6'10" fucking athlete? That's crazy. So I don't think Steve Kerr is a good coach. We got DJ in the building. What you say, dude?
Well, Steve Kerr, I mean, for the most part, what Steve Kerr been having, he been successful. But like you said about Phil Jackson and all them, it never been. But Steve Kerr, besides Golden State, was he the Phoenix Suns coach one time?
Was he?
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were decent too, but he wasn't there that long. And then everybody talking about, he came to Golden State and took over for Mark Jackson team. But Steve Kerr, he gave him to the right way. I won't necessarily say he a bad coach, but he definitely. I want to see what he'll do outside of like Curry and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, since he been coaching, he always had a good team. He just never made him. He just never coached a winning team beside Boston Celtics. And with that Clippers team here, I think that Clippers team was just as good as that Boston, maybe better. They just couldn't win. So yeah, Doc Rivers, I always thought he was an overrated coach too.
And I'm kind of trending to that direction with Steve Kerr, because again, I bring up the Olympics, Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing. That's an embarrassment, bro.
Yeah, that had to been something. I don't know if that was something personal or what, but I don't know. I understand how Jason Tatum getting treated like a scrub on that team.
And then to turn around and do Jonathan Kuminga the same way. Your lottery pick.
Yeah, that probably was something personal.
So how many personal beefs do you have as a coach?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but now he in Atlanta now. Like he doing pretty fine over there. Like he happy where he at.
Yeah, he's showing Steve Kerr
not doing too bad over there. But you can't really do too much when a coach has their ways, and how they feel the way that they feel, and you're gonna get.
And they think they way the right way, especially they winning and stuff.
Oh yeah, so and they don't feel like you fit what they're trying to do. You could easily get blackballed from the team or from the roster or whatever. You could get overlooked. That's pretty much what happened in that case. So yeah, I think Steve Kerr is just he's pretty much a product of the players he had, of having Steph Curry, how Steph Curry, made this legendary run. And I'm not gonna just say that it had nothing to do with Steve Kerr's coaching, but it definitely wasn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it
Nope.
was.
And,
It wasn't.
and,
It
and
wasn't.
yeah, and DJ just brought up the Boston Celtics and them Hall of Famers. They down there was coaching themselves too. Doc Rivers, I mean, how much coaching did he really do?
Yeah, you could put a little piece. You could put it like put a little pieces, a little X's and O's. But for the most part, teams like that, you don't really have to do too much.
Yeah, and we seen with Doc Rivers that it was his coaching is not good by the things that he's done throughout the last 15 plus years as a coach in the NBA. I mean, he's done some suspect stuff. He's let how many different things come back down from you know big. He'll have big leads in series and just
That's his
blow the
legacy.
lead. Like he's done that multiple times as a coach. So
And he always been on a team with a good roster. I mean, he with Boston, the
LA,
Clippers, Philadelphia.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, Doc Rivers definitely an overrated coach. He might probably be hands down probably one of the most overrated coaches of all time.
Hey,
For real.
I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. I've been saying
Yeah,
this for a couple years now, man.
yeah. If you really look back at it from, I say maybe the '90s to now, he might be number one.
But he always get a job, just like
Yeah,
he always get a job. He tied into the NBA because
you know.
he gonna find somewhere to coach.
I think he just announced his retirement now though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah,
not too
yeah.
long ago.
Who was that? Who was that? Engaged to Doc Rivers' daughter? That was Paul George, one.
No, that's he used to play for the Warriors. I forgot his name. He was with the Warriors, then he went to Phoenix Suns. I don't even think he in the league now.
Oh, okay. But somebody else who been balling, man, Luca. Boy, Luca been straight balling here for the last little minute, and the internet, of course, did some digging and found out that he going through a divorce, and he going through a tough time in life, and his numbers going up. So it was news that he broke up with his girlfriend, and here are the numbers since breaking up with his girlfriend, and you see everything is up. They said,
Curry brother-in-law, his name is Damian Lee.
yeah, I remember him.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
But yeah, I mean, Luka's gonna do his thing. I mean, everybody gonna have their personal stuff off the court. I mean, everybody's human at the end of the day, so everybody's gonna deal with their day-to-day situations as a human being in life. But him on the court and him producing and doing what he has to do. I mean, it's not surprising that his numbers is going up. Luka, one of the best players in the league, and to some people, maybe the best period in the league. Depending on who you're talking to. But he's gonna do his thing, and I think the Lakers know that they gotta build around him. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't. Are the Lakers a championship contender this year? I don't know.
They're 3 seed right now. 3 seed.
I could see them making a push in the playoffs. Championship team, I don't really see. I mean, I don't know, but I could see them
It just
pushing.
takes one team getting beat. It takes San Antonio getting hurt at the end, Wemby getting hurt, or a Jokic hurt.
or somebody.
It's over. Yep. And then you could possibly see it. But yeah, they definitely would need some help. They're not just a all out thing. Because if the Lakers come up against any of them teams we just named, we know they out of there.
Yeah, so we basically putting OKC, Denver, and San Antonio in front of them. You will see them winning the championship before the Lakers right now.
And I damn near would put Houston there too.
Okay, so I mean, it's like, obviously Luka, like I said, he's a great player. But the new owner that took over from the Buses, your boy that owns the Dodgers too, and all that. I think they're gonna have to do some more blockbuster stuff in the summer, man. What's up? Are they gonna, because it seems like I don't know if they're gonna end up paying Austin Reeves. It was sounding like I was
just about to say, man, if you pay these folks, man, playing no defense. They ain't playing no defense, and you paying them all this money, you gonna handicap your team. So I don't know about that $240 million Austin Reed. If you can get 240, I say get 180. But man,
Man,
he
he
don't play
should
no
have.
Yeah,
damn defense.
Also Reed, he ain't worth that.
That's what I'm
He
saying. So it's
he's
like,
real good. I think he could have been in the All Star this year, but he ain't worth that much.
yeah, they definitely need a this off season. I mean, I don't, we don't know what they're gonna do in the playoffs, right? They can make a push,
You
they
know,
can get to that championship. Some things can happen in their favor, but if I'm just looking at it for right now, the way that team is looking, where they're positioned in the West against other teams, they definitely gonna need to test free agency and test the trade market, man, to really build that team up to get the people they want around Luka, so Luka can keep producing the way he's producing and want to keep producing there. So
But
they're gonna
okay,
have to make
yeah,
some
I'm with
moves
that
on
now.
that.
I'm with all that. But Luca gonna have to play some fucking defense, bro.
Yeah,
Period.
you're not
They can get
lying.
whoever else. They can get whoever else they want to get. They can hide them. They can hide them in the corner. They can. Man, these people are trained athletes. They gonna find Luca and go right at him. And it's crazy because he playing with Austin Reeves, who also don't play defense. So now you got two liabilities on defense, bro. You can't win like that. And,
And
and
that's
then
why I
you got
say
Aiden. You got to get Aiden the fuck out of there too.
right. That's why I say they got to test the market, man, this offseason and really try to build an actual team that can contend. And like I said, defense has to be one of the main priorities. They're not going to be able to just jump out the window. You know what I'm saying? And think they're gonna win with this team that they can all score, but hey, if you can't stop nobody, you know, it don't really matter.
Yeah, but I just thought this was interesting. You know how the internet dives deep, and they were talking about how Luca has been sued by his mom in
Mhm.
2022.
Yeah.
2024 he lost in the NBA Finals. 2025 he lost his team and his city. And then they said 2026 is like his wife left him.
Damn, Luka
So
playing shit right now.
yeah, so he going through a lot, man. And they said, but yet last night he scored 51 points in what could be his final game. I don't know about that, but he scored 51 points the other night. No matter how many points he put up, he couldn't hide his pain. By the end of the game, the tears came. Imagine achieving your lifelong dream of being an NBA star, only to have no one waiting for you at home. Not your wife, not your kids, not your mom. This is what depression looks like in men. Silence.
well, I'm gonna say this. I
No
think
one
this.
comforts us. We're expected to keep going even when we're broken inside. We understand you, Luca.
Yeah, I mean, I get the post, but it's one of them posts where people on the internet throw they whatever
Yeah.
together. Like because I think this picture of him is when he went back and play his first
To
time back in
Dallas.
Dallas. I
Yeah.
think this, I think this, I think that's the actual picture. I think that's what
And
that is.
the internet undefeated.
Yeah, it's always gonna chop some stuff up, throw this over here. The
But
person on the side of the
they be
page.
making it look and sound really believable though.
Yeah, it really
Bruh.
did.
I
Like,
can't give them that.
yeah,
I
I
do
mean, it
give the
really
internet
did.
that.
Yeah, it's like they threw it in Chat GBT real quick, and
They do make it look and sound real believable.
yeah,
Look gonna be fine though.
but yeah, I mean, I could say if you was a regular guy and that happened to you, you really gonna be probably be in the dumps. But this ain't no regular dude. You
No.
know what I'm saying? This man worth hundreds of millions of dollars, man.
Yeah, that nigga.
Hey,
Yeah, LA
you know what I'm
too,
saying?
feeling himself, balling too. Shit, Luca having fun a little bit.
Yeah, he getting up, and I'm pretty sure he got a whole bunch of other females waiting at the door. So I don't
What
think
is he? What is he
I mean,
again?
but when you that good, you think Luca really focus on females? I don't think he is.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't.
that
I don't think.
nigga, he's still a man at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's just focused on having every chick or he got all these females, but I'm just saying he's not going to be too worried about finding something if he wants to. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's just another. It's another world for those guys. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure.
It's
I
another world
wouldn't
for
be
those.
surprised.
Yeah, it's another world for those guys. So, obviously he can get up and like you're saying, he's producing. He's probably not worried. He's not worrying about all that no more. He can just go out there and focus on what he got to focus on. But you do bring up a good point, man. About him not being really focused on females, like being that good. I saw my bad. I saw I saw the video of an ex NBA player, and I don't know this guy's name, but he played a few years, I think. And he said that, there's that curve where you basically have no social life as a NBA. You want to get to the NBA, you basically can't have a social life from like.
Christian McCaffrey talked about that. Yeah, you got to put in.
Okay, it might have been Christian. It might have been Christian McCaffrey he was talking about.
No, because I know it was
Christian
another
McCaffrey
dude.
from
I saw
football,
that
from
other dude
football.
too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw the other guy you talking about too. But yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
But yeah, you just bringing that point up. But like, how he was just like, I'm locked in. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not hanging out with friends. I'm not dating. I'm not going out and just doing
Yeah,
nothing
because
with my time.
how did Kobe get to that level? You know what I'm saying? It was mindset. So
Yeah.
of course we all mocked Luka about being fat last year, a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? But we see that him, Jokic, a couple of these other guys, they never gonna be like real muscular. You know what I'm saying? They never gonna be muscular.
No.
So,
No.
but he has slimmed down. Everything looks good with Luka, bro. He just don't play defense. That's the only thing. That's my only gripe with the Lakers. And that's my only gripe with Luka. Austin Reeves, man, you're a great player, but you just don't play defense.
And that's one how Dallas got to that championship when they got to the championship with Luka. You got to think about how hard-nosed that Dallas Mavericks team was on defense. I mean, they were real big on defense. They had the right pieces around Luka to get him to that championship, to fill into that part of defense where he is not the best at.
And also holding him accountable for that shit because Michael Finley was on his ass in Dallas.
Yeah, he was. Took that beer from him in the locker room and all
that. Yeah, and Michael Finley being a former player, knowing, what greatness looked like, knowing what it takes to be so he just he had more of a grasp on Luka, of course, when he was in Dallas. Luka was still a young man too. So it ain't like he was like, just king of the city like we think he was. He was still growing into himself, and that year he took him to the playoffs. I think that was his kind of breakout season where he beat Kawhi and them in the playoff. In the bubble, and he kind of had these moments where he stepped up in times. But I think he was way more controlled in Dallas because he had a whole infrastructure around him, Mark Cuban and Michael Finley and those guys. So. LA, I think he is more isolated by himself in a bigger, faster city. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know if it's bigger, but just a faster, nightlife in LA compared to Dallas. I mean, maybe comparable, but it's Luka. Like you said, you got a couple $100 million at your disposal. You don't have any kids in the house. Like you said, he just had 51 the other night and go home to an empty house. Yeah. And Shaq talked about what that does to you mentally as a athlete. So
shit, that also might can hurt you too, because now he don't got nothing to be grounded now.
Thank you.
Sometimes being by yourself that can get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to the personality of the person and personality, the city, the organization. What type of hobbies that you have outside of hooping. You know what I mean? Like what stimulus, you know what I mean? So it's all, and then your own personal discipline. Because your own personal discipline is what's going to get you to where you want to get to with anything. So I think if Luka's just locked into his own personal discipline and takes the route that he's supposed to get to where he wants to be at, he'll get there. You know what I mean? It's just that the front office and the Lakers are going to have to put the right people around him at the end of the day if they want to bring some hardware to LA.
Yep, and we also keep seeing the same theme of these athletes and their relationships and we talk about this all the time where these are actual people and not just players on the court. So I know you brought up Noam earlier another story where a former player, Warriors forward Kent Bazemore, if y'all remember him from the 2000s, 2010s. He recently going through a divorce and he had to pay $1.5 million and ended up with $5,000 a month. And the internet I saw comments kind of saying like, hey, he got off light,
Yeah.
He go ahead.
No, you're right. Light compared to other pros, and we were talking about that off the show as well. Compared to other pros, 1.5 ain't a lot. It ain't too much. 5K a month or 5K a month. For so 60,000 a year. So that is compared to the big superstars that end up having to pay money and pay child support or pay alimony. It's not a lot, compared to the field, but still to the everyday person, yeah, that's a lot of money. But to the NBA pros and all that, definitely getting off light. So I definitely understand when they say that.
And
But
it's crazy because they say the reports say that his ex-wife couldn't continue the marriage for personal reasons, filed for divorce, and got the settlement approved. Bro literally paid 1.5 mil just to keep the house he already owned, and now has to support her lifestyle with 5K a month, all on top of his own income.
yeah, well, I mean, like I said, we see the divorces happen all across sports and entertainers and all that. So we know that money don't keep a relationship going. A lot of females end up breaking up with their husbands that are pro athletes. We just seen it with Dak. Dak just broke up with his
Hey
girl
man,
before he was gonna
Jeff
get married.
Bezos. Jeff Bezos couldn't keep his woman happy, so
Yeah,
Or Bill Gates.
Bill
Bill
or
Gates,
Elon Musk. I mean,
Elon Musk, all of them been divorced. It's crazy.
so it's just kind of how it goes, man. I mean, money don't mean your relationship is gonna stay together, and
Money bring them to them, but they don't always keep them.
yeah. So I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, I think it's just. I think it's just for anybody that ends up running into a lot of money, especially if you're an athlete or anybody that has a public figure with you have money but you have a face and you're known. I mean, don't think that's just gonna keep your relationship going because a lot of people are just out here waiting around to get your money. You know.
And that's why everybody be knocking and be saying little weird stuff about Kevin Durant, but he been playing it smart.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. That's basically what he's been doing, and he's been ran up, and he damn near worth $1 billion. Shit.
And he don't got no responsibilities
Mm.
because his mama probably telling him what's up, and he listening.
But
Yeah.
you think his mom just didn't want grandkids?
I mean, it ain't up to her.
I don't think so. I just think, honestly, like you know what I'm saying. I think KD just like hooping, bro, and like his own, and like
And he
his own.
also see what everybody else going through too. He probably say, "Shit, I ain't trying to fall victim to that."
Yeah, like he see all the other examples of losing your money and trying to pay females that you were with and trying to see the kids because those guys is going through the same thing everyday guys is going through in the real world,
And
just on a
everybody,
higher scale. I mean, we just saw that video with PJ Washington and Brittany Reiner.
and
Like it's like PJ Washington was having a good time. He was messing around with some IG models.
and they
Brittany
all
Reiner,
thinking that this would never happen to them. And shit, it ain't no
Brittany
happens to
Renner.
them.
you know what I'm saying? And Brittany Reiner ended up getting knocked out.
Renner,
And
Brittany Renner.
Brittany Renner and you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
He ends up getting with her, knocks her up. But I mean,
Uh-huh.
you wouldn't think as an NBA player you going through this same baby mama mess that a dude in the everyday city just working at the plant. He going
But
through
yeah,
that with his baby mom.
Yeah.
She
They
was
probably, them NBA players and the rich players, they probably go through worse than the regular people.
you know
but
what I
bro,
mean?
did you look at PJ Washington's face when that was going on, bro? He was so over the shit, bro. I felt him in that moment. I'm like,
Hell
dang,
yeah, that nigga
like, he
was
thinking like this, bitch,
like this shit,
yeah.
like this, like he's saying shit. This shit, I'm going through hell right now,
Like
I got
seriously,
and I got to deal with this shit for 18 years and shit.
man.
And this just the beginning. A lot of them are celebrities. They go through way worse stuff than regular folks. It's just they money can kind of keep it quiet for a little bit. But Kevin Durant, he
Yeah,
playing it smart though.
yeah. Kevin Durant is playing it smart, but with PJ Washington was the first Travis Hunter. People were telling him like, "Hey, dude, she not right."
Yeah, but she was much older than him and stuff and all that stuff. Cause I don't think she was really out there like that till he came in the picture. Not that I know of.
Well, you know what? Well, Travis Hunter, he got married. Yeah, old girl basically was out there. Everybody know that she was out there doing her thing, and he was just being a dweeb and letting her do whatever, and she getting off on him and all that. But at least he married her and all that, and he kind of got a little situation with her that's for real. Where these guys, they just knocked something up, never was married, boom. You
Yeah, she
get put.
just Travis Hunter, wife. She just letting the money pile up a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean that's what's gonna happen with that. We
She
know.
just letting it piled up a little bit more.
Yeah, we know what's gonna happen with that.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. I mean,
Mhm.
she just sitting back and doing what, basically being smart about it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just waiting for him to sign a couple big contracts till he about till he about close to his 30s.
yeah, it's just kind of lame that a lot of these guys they want. Who did I see? Your boy from Denver, Denver Nuggets. Um, Aaron
What do you do?
Gordon. Aaron
Aaron
yeah.
Gordon. No. Aaron Gordon had he was on like a podcast, or he was doing an interview or something, and they were talking about dating and everything, and how he was on the date and the girl was looking up his net worth.
Oh,
You know,
yep. I remember that, yo.
y'all remember that? Yeah. So
Yo.
it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like that's the
Yeah.
era we in, bro. Like,
Yo.
you know what I'm saying? And these guys physically are what everything that the girls want, but they still
Oh, yeah, they
Right
still
on.
got to hand the agenda.
right. They gold digging to the depths of
But
as
is
far
it the
as
type of
that.
female they trying to get with? They trying to get like the OnlyFans, Instagram type of chicks. That was they
Yeah.
kind of setting themselves up when they dealing with those type of women.
Yeah, but I mean, they might not even feel that they're even dealing with that type of shit, and they still go through that. So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like they always getting slide out after it because of how much
Shout
money
out.
that they are making.
Shout out my quarterback Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he
His
got married out the
newlywed.
gate. He got married
Yeah,
to his
yeah,
to like his college
High
sweetheart,
school,
right?
yeah,
High
exactly.
school,
Yeah. She got her
LeBron,
own money.
like LeBron, and I mean that's the way you're supposed to go with it. Let's just be honest.
I mean, but sometimes that don't really always work too.
But it don't
'Cause that's the
always
But when you
work
meet
Cause
him
that's
in
the
the
because
same.
street,
That's
it's
the same
almost as
thing that
smart.
happened to Tim Duncan.
But
That
bro,
same thing happened to Tim Duncan. He
but
with his
it's
college.
but it's the smartest way if you want to go about actually being
Yeah,
married.
yeah,
If,
yeah.
if you want to be like KD, you know what I'm saying, and lay back and watch who you dealing with and never ever have no kids with nobody. That's super smart. Why? Because nobody can put you in a bad position because you can just move on when it's
Yeah.
over
or
with.
just
You
get a
don't have
prenup, nigga. Just get a prenup.
yeah, but the thing is, you got to have somebody. They got to be willing to sign the prenup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
ain't that
Yeah,
ain't
I'm
that
hating with you.
that's the reason why Dak
He
Prescott
don't
his
sign
ain't
the
getting
prenup.
married? 'Cause he didn't want to
Yeah,
sign it.
because you didn't want to sign it. So you have
Yeah.
to have a willing participant to want to sign it, Jay.
Yeah.
And that
That's why
means
Dak left. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why Dak
so
allegedly.
so this is what I'm saying. You need true love. It's easier
Yeah.
to get a woman to sign a prenup when
And
y'all
that's-
have dealt with each other from at 18, 19, since
and
your
that-
junior,
and that's-
senior year. You know what I mean?
But
And
the
that's the
other ones,
relationship.
you feel like you don't want to have to sign a prenup.
And that's the
Well, they
relationship
feel-
that Russell Westbrook and his wife got. They both was at UCLA, and they be shit. When you see them together, they be damn near like homies.
That's what I'm saying because it's actually built on them being with actual chemistry is built outside of just physical attraction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't build the chemistry outside of just physical attraction because most of these entertainment relationships are they physical attraction, they lust, and that's it. And once that shit done and y'all tired of kind of being around each other, ready to move on, that's when all the the breakup, the money and all that stuff starts coming into play. But if y'all actually had something built up before I made this money, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of time, the NBA player they coming across on women that they would have never thought they'd come across too, and these women putting that bugger buster on them, getting their ass
Well-
hypnotized.
We talked about Deontay Wilder last week. He said as soon as he started losing, the chick she filed for divorce.
Damn,
Yeah.
damn, that's fucked up.
So yeah, man, all these breakups and stuff, like you said, money's not gonna necessarily keep somebody around, but it helps.
They
But
definitely
you
gonna bring it to them though.
But you better off trying to build something with somebody long term that you actually know you probably got you can actually have a connection with. Because if you don't, most of the time you're gonna run into these type of situations. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. You can leave it there.
Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to the Game Changers tonight, man. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We'll be back soon with some more, man. Peace out.